Hey guys, I'd like to start off with a bit of a bang, start off with a bit of a story time. I'd like to talk about the experience that I had creating Hanged Man. It was interesting, the process of creating Hanged Man. It was similar to having a conversation with the card itself. As you might know, the imagery of the Hanged Man is based on the mythology of Odin. Odin hung himself from the tree of Yggdrasil, submerged in the well of Erd, in order to gain insight, to gain true wisdom. He struggled for 9 days, struggling for his life, fighting against the currents, and finally, after 9 days, he let go and sacrificed himself. And it was only then, when he attained the wisdom of the runes, which we can view as the ingredients of the universe, a sacred alphabet, just like Hebrew or Sanskrit or any other language that has an ancient sacredness to it. So that's the backstory of the card, that's the mythology that it's based on. I found this reflected in my own story as I was sculpting Hanged Man. It's funny how when you put certain symbols together, they create a magnet of sorts for influences and situations to come into your life. The sculpture process began in a comfortable place. I was doing what I loved for a living every day. I was in a place that I was surrounded by very supportive people, very loving people, and I had a lot of support and resources to do what I wanted to do. However, I still felt like I had a lot to learn. It wasn't long after this process began where my situation inverted. It turned completely upside down. I had no choice but to change my situation for survival reasons. And this upside down world that I was met with was isolated. I suffered a lot of sleep deprivation. There was a lot of abuse involved with the people I was dealing with. And it sucked up all of my time so that I was unable to access my artistic outlet. And what was the worst part is that there was no escape. I saw no way out. It took about a year before I became deeply suicidal. I had made plans to do it, I had prepared everything I needed to do it. But at the 11th hour, I let go and I asked for help. There's a certain amount of releasing of ego that's involved with having to ask for help. And so I had to do that. And when I did, I was hospitalized. I was taken to a mental ward. I stayed there for a while. I was medicated up to the teeth. And I was forced to leave the situation that I saw no escape in. After this is where the healing began, and the clarity of insight started to unfold. I understood my true will, I understood my true divine purpose as a result of being in complete absence of it. To understand my will's absence, I knew what it was by a process of inversion, by a negative process. So the sculpture was a difficult process, but it taught me probably the most important lesson and gave me the most important piece of information that I could have in my life. And so, although it was difficult, I'm greatly appreciative, I'm grateful for the experience. So thank you for your support. I hope you enjoyed this little story time, this little insight. There'll be plenty more coming your way. There'll be explanations of the symbolism of each sculpture. There'll be other story times, and I'll even be doing Q&As. Thank you so much for your support. It really helps.